Hi everybody, this is Robert Register, your couples coach. I wanted to do this video in front of this painting because my wife had created this painting shortly after I explained to her some of the concepts that we are going to go over in this quick video. Now, the concepts I want to cover in this one is some of the ways that men and women think differently. A lot of these things men are not taught whenever they are growing up, and not taught by their fathers or grandfathers. The lucky few know these things early on. Most of us have to go through the school of hard knocks and learn as we go. And a lot of guys, they never ever even get it. Now women, I'm going to warn you at first, this might sound like bashing women a little bit, but at the end you're going to come out as seeing what I'm saying once everything kind of relates, and you're going to understand. Hopefully this video you can show to your man and help him understand. So basically, one of the concepts I want to cover in this video is that women want their men to anticipate their needs. They want their man to know what they want without them having to ask for it or say the words. Now this is a wonderful example. Say for instance you and your wife, or for men, you and your wife are riding down the road, been on the interstate for 3 hours. She says to you, do you need to go to the bathroom? Now, an untrained man, an unwitty man, would think to himself, do I have to go to the bathroom? No, I don't have to go to the bathroom. And if you proceeded on, you just not met her needs, because really what she's saying is, she's saying that she has to go to the bathroom, but she wants you to acknowledge her needs, and you should say, yes, I have to go to the bathroom. Do you need to go as well? And when you say that, she sees that you have met her needs. Now, the thing about it is, women, the reason a guy cannot figure this out, or takes a very long time to figure this out into the relationship, is for one, we're never taught this, and that, number two, that is absolutely not something that a guy would say. A guy would mostly say, well, I have to go to the bathroom, do you? Or a guy would be more direct with that kind of thing. I actually had this exact same thing happen with my wife and I the other day, and whenever I catch something she says, I always point it out to her and we laugh about it because it's so easy to do, and she doesn't even recognize that she's doing it. So I have a Jeep Cherokee, and we were getting out of our Jeep the other day, had been in there with the kids. As we were getting out, she had gotten the stuff from the kids out of the back seat, and she said to me, she said, Cassidy's shoe is on the other side and I cannot reach it. And she started walking toward the house. So I said to her, I said, oh, so you want me to go and get that shoe out of the Jeep? And she goes, no, I'll do it later. I said, no. And then it turned into a joke. I went over there and got it. But truly, she came to me later. She goes, you know, really, honestly, I wanted you to go get that shoe, but I did not want to tell you that shoe. And it just made me feel so good when you went over there and got that shoe. So that's basic concepts. So guys, be aware of the things that she's saying and ask yourself, does she want me to do that? Does she need something? And it's going to take practice. Sometimes I still drop the ball, but it's going to take practice, and it takes your awareness. And women, you have to be patient with the guys too, and understand that they are not really understanding what you're asking for the most part. They think you're asking a direct question but actually it's not a direct question. So you be aware of that too, but it takes work. And this is one of the things with the coaching that we work on with people, is the understanding of what the other person wants, and things work out magnificently. So the second part to it is, I know that women believe that men don't pay attention and they don't understand things and they miss details. So I'm going to explain a little bit about that. Women remember things longer than guys, right? So here's the deal. And they remember more details, and they have a tendency to go into more details throughout a process. Now, here's the deal. And women, you're going to be vindicated at the end. But here's, women think more with emotion, right? So women attach more emotion to thoughts, events, things, places, where a guy's mind is more logical. And the guy doesn't attach as much emotion typically. So here's the human nature thing that really is the key to all this. All humans will remember anything, an event, a face, a conversation, if there is an emotion tied to that exact event. So therefore, an example, if you go into the grocery store and you pull up and you're going to pay for all the items in your cart, and the person in front of you is somebody that you know, and you speak to them, you say, oh, hey, how you doing? And they really don't evoke any emotion in you, then you're probably 6 months from now, 3 months from now, a year from now, you're not even going to remember that you saw that person. It's just something in passing and it's not stuck to your brain. But if you go and you get in that line and that person in front of you is someone who did you wrong, they owed you money, they, whatever they had done, if it evokes an emotion inside of you, you are going to remember for years and years and years, and maybe possibly the rest of your life, that you saw that person lying in front of you. And that's because that emotion is attached. So this is where it goes with the women. When a woman thinks through a process, whatever the plan is, she will think through the whole process and she'll attach emotion to every part of the process, right? So she remembers the entire process and every conversation her and her husband might have about an event. Now guys, their mind is more focused on the outcome. So the guy will remember the outcome that they talked about and not remember all the stuff in between. The woman thinks that the guy doesn't care about the whole process, which he does. He just doesn't remember it and doesn't file all these things into the box. So then the woman will have a tendency to believe that the guy is uncaring with it, and on and on and on. So this is part of the process. So what men have to do is realize, once you realize it, and once you realize that everything that she's talking about, if she's attaching emotion to it, you need to validate it as you're going and asking questions. Or if she brings something up that you just don't remember, now you can say, now tell me about that again. Where did that fit into the plan? So the separation truly and honestly becomes when there's absolutely no understanding of what I just said. When the woman thinks, oh my God, he doesn't remember any of our conversation. Well, he doesn't. And mostly it's because he was not aware that you were attaching emotion and memory to the entire conversation. He's thinking more of the outcome. So as the husband, you realize that this is how your woman thinks, and she needs validation throughout the entire process. As the wife, you realize that your husband has a tendency to jump all to the end. Now, when you two come to the middle, and when you understand this about each other, things work out a lot smoother, and there is a lot more forgiveness, a lot more ability to remind. The woman might tell the guy, she might be able to say, well, hey, remember this middle process and this thing we talked about? That's really important. And then the guy has to remember that and attach a little bit of emotion to it. Go, oh my gosh, yeah. Do whatever it is that helps you remember that. If you need to write it down, attach that emotion, and just recognize that that is important. And then this other last part that's very important is that women, there's research out there that shows that women can think about more things at a time than a guy. And that's why the last research I saw that showed that a guy, whenever he's doing something, going out through his day, he generally thinks about 1 to 3 things at a time, right? And a woman will think about 3 to 7 things at a time. Now, you imagine that she's thinking about more things than you, she is attaching emotion to it, and therefore remembering more. She's probably remembering more of the day and paying attention to more of her world around her, probably 3 or 4 more times than the guy is. And you match that over a year, and that's a lot more memories that she's going to have about the day, the things happen, the details of the event, and the things that were said. So the bottom line is the awareness of this and the practice of this and knowing these things about your other person that will help bring you closer to them. I do a lot of things with my wife now that I did not do 5 or 8 years ago, to acknowledge what she's saying and remember what she's saying and put input into her saying, and it's all practicing with her. Because she's an individual, each person's going to have their little individual things that you have to work on, but it all starts with awareness. It all starts with awareness. And that's really something that I help people with the couples coaching, and learning how each other works, how each other processes things, and getting the guys and the women to kind of meet in the middle and then get things done and get over all the silly he said, she said, pointing fingers, you did this, it's your fault, it's you don't care, when really all that needs to go out the window. All that needs to go out the window. That's not what's important. What's important is that we have loving, substantial relationships with each other. We raise our kids right, we go to work, we do the right thing, and get rid of all the unnecessary stress in our lives. I cannot tell you how much unnecessary stress I had in my life previously, but now it's totally different. I think my wife will totally agree. So be the lovebirds, pay attention, come see me. We can set up a plan for you. I can teach you a whole lot more than I can cover in 10 minutes. Give me about 5 hours, I think I can transform your relationship for the rest of your life. This 10 minutes, you take in this little 10-12 minute video I'm doing here, we can definitely get you rolling and kind of get your thought processes going to the things that we can accomplish. So that is it for now. I'm Robert Register. I am your couples coach, and we will talk to you soon. Thank you.